Hey guys, Master back here with another video for you today, and what you are looking at right now is a low mileage, survivor-ish 1982 Plymouth Reliant that I just picked up for the very generous sum of $300. Obviously you can see it's in need of some tires, and it's also very dark, but I got this car, I don't want to say sight unseen. I did go look at it and make sure it cranked over, but it hasn't run in a long time, we don't think. So we're going to try and bring this thing back to life, at least as much as we can. I won't be able to do much tonight, but we'll try and make this into a quick series of videos. I've already got a new battery in it. That's a Group 35 absorbed glass matte battery that I had laying around. The car has some kind of parasitic draw, the guy told me, and he also told me that they had no idea what, if anything else, was wrong with it. For starters, the car's got 46,000 miles on it. Let's see if you can see a little bit. 46,420 miles on it. It's an automatic. It's got the AM/FM stereo with no tape deck, but they did get air conditioning, and they got power steering, and they got the automatic, and they got rear roll-down windows, and they got pinstriping. They got everything. You know, they got cruise control. But they didn't spring for the clock or the tape deck, or power locks for that matter. I don't know if they offered power locks at this time, but they didn't get those. In fact, actually, the car's not got its hubcaps on it right now, but I do have them. Oh, you can't really see that. You can't see that at all. But they are in there. Trust me, there's 4 hubcaps back there for this car, as well as some belts and some plugs that I haven't put in there yet. The headliner is coming down a little bit, but the plastic is still on the rear seat. Like, this is a pretty clean car, all things considered. There's no major rust anywhere. You know, it's all surface. So what we're going to do, I'm going to pull this air cleaner lid off, and we are going to see what we can do with this thing. So I'll come back to you in just a second when I've done that. All right, I got to get you guys propped up a little bit here. What we're going to do first is, I just got off work, excuse the uniform. We're going to pop the air cleaner lid off this thing. Boy, that's pretty stiff. Come on, you. Come on. There it goes. We're missing one of the nuts, but that's all right. Not sure what creatures lurk inside this engine bay. I haven't cleaned it yet, but I do plan to. That'll be soon. Lift this lid off here. Go ahead and just disconnect those, I think. Well, they go to a thermosensor. Maybe I should leave them connected so it doesn't have a huge vacuum leak. Or not have it in my way. I'm going to have it not in my way. If something goes wrong, then we'll call it there. But let's see here. Just a lot of trash hanging around in this thing, huh? Probably because it's been sitting for so long. Choke opens, we're good. We've got some True Fuel 50 to 1 two-stroke gas here. So make a nice fireball with. So, just pour some two-stroke oil down that thing. Put the battery terminal on there. Something clicked. Okay, interior lights on. We're going to give it a crank right there. Lights. That's a good start. All the electronics seem sane, at least so far. You'd let me know if there was smoke out here, right? Get the impression we don't have much spark. Try some, give her a bunch. How about that? Bold moves. I like bold moves. I left the key over here. Probably need that to start the thing, don't I? Nada. Okay. Well, next step, we'll get something a little bit more flammable. Maybe some brake parts cleaner. All right, this can's almost empty. We'll try this. Give her a little bit of the good stuff, why don't we? And I forgot the key again. Get over here, you. The switch for the interior light doesn't seem to work. But I don't think we have any fire. I think we got none sparking. So, I'll pull a terminal off here. Let's see here. What wire do I care about? Here's what we'll do. We'll pull any one spark plug wire off here. Get off here. And I'll grab a spare. There we go. Ooh, that's a weirdo right there. I don't know if I have a spare that'll fit that. Go back in there. Alright, well I'll get a plug then. How about that? We'll get a plug and we'll see whether or not we got fire at the plug. Wow, what a great view, I know, but I don't know if it has spark. I'm going to go ahead and give her a couple cranks. What do you think? We got fire? I don't think we had fire. It didn't look like we had fire. That seems interesting. What's going on over here? Is that the voltage regulator coming apart? Oh yeah, that's the potted voltage regulator coming apart. Are you smoking hot or something? No? That is definitely fresh wax coming out of that thing. That is not good. So need me one of them. Right, that didn't honestly look like we had very good fire, if any, to me. Plus that regulator being shot. Here's what we'll do maybe. We'll pull this cover back off. Come on, you. We're going to unplug that regulator for now, just because I think that regulator is probably shorted. Maybe that'll help our situation just a bit. It didn't look like we had any fire at all coming out of this thing. So, I think what we're going to do next, I think we'll pull the coil wire off. Now we have to leave that on there, don't we? Tell you what, let me grab my spare wire, stick a plug in the end of it, pull that wire off, stick this one some way in. Come on, you. Go. Put this somewhere where there is something like a ground. And give her another crank. We should have fire there if the coil's any good and if it's actually getting signal. Rattling sound you keep hearing is me catching my pants on the edge of the steering wheel because it's got a crack in it. That sure didn't look like we had any fire. Did not look like we had any fire. Well, hell, coil wire being eaten might damper that a little. Yeah. Alright, well, that could certainly be part of our problem. Where did that go to? Okay, well, that could definitely be our no fire issue. I'm going to pull that terminal off. Maybe that's why the regulator was screaming and melting on us, because the coil positive is shorted to ground or something. Here's that coil with the condenser down there. That's definitely pretty bad wiring going to one side of it. That wire is not connected to anything anymore. In fact, I don't even see where that connected to at one point. The coil wire, I had that off anyway to test it. That's one side is okay, and then the other side looks like it's okay, but that is pretty bad, and I need to find out where this other wire went. I mean, it's got chewed through in a couple different spots, it looks like. Vacuum transducer with one line missing off of the other end of it. We got work to do. We got work to do. I don't know where the fuse box is in this thing, but I'd imagine that probably blew the ignition fuse. I can't imagine, you know, but I can't find the fuse box for the life of me, unless this is it right here. That's the wiper motor. My coolant reservoir has also got a huge hole in the back of it, or not coolant reservoir, washer reservoir. I'm definitely going to have to find that fuse panel. I've got the owner's manual. It's in the interior somewhere. I'll just have to look at it. All these belts are junk, so that definitely needs to get done. It probably needs an oil change. It doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look great either. So it needs an oil change. It's got a coolant leak somewhere because it's totally empty, unless he was just responsible and emptied it for me. It needs washed really bad. It needs a new regulator. Stuff that I don't have today. So we've still got 2 wires going to the coil. 3 wires going to the coil. We got condenser coming off negative of the coil. And we've got 1 wire that's coming up to the other side of the coil. That is really chewed through. But I'm going to go grab the ohm meter and we're going to ohm out this coil next. Because I think that wiring is definitely going to be main issue. But then I'm gonna ohm out that coil anyways, just to make sure it's any good before I go not buying a coil tomorrow. Well, she's defeated us for tonight, but I will come back next time with parts, ignition coil, voltage regulator, wires, probably cap and rotor. And I've already got a set of plugs, and then maybe we'll get fire going. I did go through all the wiring. It seems like the wiring for the coil is okay. I don't know what that extra wire goes to. And just for the heck of it, I did actually go through and test everything in the interior and exterior. All the lights work except for 1 reverse light, and I have no tag lights, which that's an easy fix. And everything in the interior works except the instrument panel. And that's probably a blown fuse if I had to guess. So we will check that out at a later time. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good night.